All right, so you guys know that Netflix this past weekend, week, whatever you want to call it, they released a film called Cuties, and it was nothing but the opposite of that. It was not cute at all. It was actually a softcore child pornography movie. And guys, here's what I'm talking about this, right? I think that the sexualization in our culture has gone to an abominable level. I tweeted about it the past day, and I think that it's terrible. And here are my thoughts on it: how it plays a role in TikTok, how it plays a role in all these different aspects of our society, and it's praised. People think that it's a good film. People think that this is a good film. People think that 14-year-old girls, 13-year-old girls dancing to WAP, banging the table and stuff, banging the floor, that's a good thing. And I think that getting an abortion it's okay. I'll get my child aborted. It's whatever. It's just the murder of a child. Who cares, right? Before we go any further, I want to say that this video is sponsored by ballerhoodies.com. Baller Hoodies is a great pro-Trump, right-leaning merch website. Please, if you're ever going to look for a mask, a hoodie, a new t-shirt, a new jacket, please go ahead and click on the link in the description below to go to ballerhoodies.com. Order your next right-leaning merch off of their website, ballerhoodies.com. So let me start off with this thing as to what Cuties is for those of you that don't know. So Cuties is a film. It basically follows the life of a main character. Her name is Ami. She is like a Senegalese girl that lives in Paris, and she's 11 years old, right? And her other 11-year-old friends, they basically join a dancing competition, and what they do is they twerk and they touch their genitalia, and the whole film sexualizes that entire thing. And once again, for those who missed it, she was 11 years old. She is 11 years old. And there are some people that think this movie is an expression of freedom. As the director of the whole film spoke about it, I'll quote her directly, right? She says that it's a deeply feminist film with an activist message. And now, in my honest opinion, that it's not. It's quite the opposite of that. I think that it is opening up what potentially could be sexualized in our culture. And if we're already sexualizing 16-year-olds, we're making it okay to think that we can go on dates and just have intercourse every single day. That we make that normal for 16-year-olds. Now 14-year-olds are catching along to that. And now we have films about 11-year-old girls literally in skin-tight clothing, dancing and twerking, and it was actually disgusting. So let me actually speak about what Netflix had to say about this entire incident, because the spokesperson did actually say something to Variety and a magazine of some sort. They talk, and the film's director, she spoke about how our girls see that more a woman is sexualized on social media, the more that she is successful. And to an extent, I do see that. I think that people like Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, Billie Eilish, they all sexualize themselves in a certain extent, and people like that. They get more likes, they get more views, and that's what these little girls, the 11-year-old girls, saw on Instagram. They saw on YouTube, and they saw that if they dress like, I'm not going to say the word, but then they will be liked more by others. And it's such a sad scenario that this is what happens, but it has to be addressed, right? It has to be addressed. It's not about child sex trafficking. This is not about, blaming the film director of Cuties for publishing this film. Not even blaming Netflix for publishing this. It's way more about realizing, when is this going to stop, right? So when I watched the film, in the first 10 minutes, I found something. These are my initial thoughts of the first 10 minutes of the film. I took notes about it. Call it whatever you want. I took notes about it. So it speaks about how there's a main character who knows her culture. She's a Muslim 11-year-old girl and has a single mother. I said that specifically because the fatherlessness rate in the community, right? She sees other girls who are confident and they sexualize their bodies inside of their own clothes. So the main character, the 11-year-old Muslim girl, she knows that this is bad, but she wants what she can't have. The heart always wants what we can't have, and that's why she does this, in my opinion. And then, right, we speak about why that's wrong, and this is where it ties back into Cardi B, TikTok, and all these, things. The cool people, we look at things that are cool, and we want to, mimic them. Obviously, I'm speaking about 18-year-olds and 21-year-olds. We see females in bikinis. We see them in a lot of cleavage showing outfits, and we think that's cool. We think that's sexy. We think that's hot, and that's why we attract them. We give them more likes. We give them more views, and now that only downplays to oh, I'm 16. I want to be doing the same thing, and I'm 14. I want to do the same thing, and then now it's going to the age of 11 years old. And as the film goes on, she loses her roots, she loses her culture, and then she realizes, what she's doing that was wrong. She knows that what she's doing is wrong, and then she just continues to do it, and it becomes so sexualized, it's scary to an extent. And here are some people that actually agree with the film. They think that it's a good, provocative coming-of-age film. So it's a perfect illustration of growing up today. And I agree. I think that, in times like this today, a lot of individuals are growing up with this kind of mindset. I feel so bad for young women. I don't know why these older females are educating young girls to be like them, because people my age, we are role models for the younger generation, and that's, I guess, what we do. And as it says, kids raised on online gratification inevitably mature at a faster rate. Okay? And then let me quote her. Cuties is a necessary new entry among these idiosyncratic narratives centered on a black girlhood going against the grain of status quo, and no less noteworthy of that. So, now it has to tie in culture, right? It has to tie in the black word. It has to say, centered on black girlhood, not just any girlhood. I disagree. I think that a lot of cultures idealize what it's like to be, I keep mentioning her, but Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion and Nicki Minaj, because those are the women that are exposing themselves so much, and they're the ones that are teaching these young girls how, on what's going on. And I'm not a big TikTok guy myself. I don't use TikTok too much, but I have been scrolling on there, and it's got me sickening to an extent where it's like every single video you see, you don't know whether it's a 14-year-old girl or an 18-year-old girl or a 20-year-old girl, and they're all dancing the same song. And they're either twerking, they're either idealizing music that speaks about, not too noteworthy things. And it's sad, right? It's really sad to see. And I guess you can mimic what goes on in the female community, similar to what happens in the younger male community, right? You have individuals who make music videos, twerk, and continue to do all these things, and that's what girls look up to. And then you have rappers who idealize not going to college, listening to rap music, selling dope, and that's what younger males are leaning towards. And what are we setting out for our generation, right? What are we showing our kids that it's okay to do? Did you enjoy this video? If so, give us a thumbs up on our channel, subscribe down below, and it would mean the world if you can go on our website, find an article that you like, share it with a friend, help grow our name, The Political Dropout, on thepoliticaldropout.com, so we can bring you more content like this. Now don't be afraid and go watch some more videos.